It's time to kick off an exciting and hilarious adventure. Joe's boss is pestering her over there, urging her to quickly close the safety door, or else the whole city would go kaboom. She looks at her wife still in the tunnel, yelling desperately, "Get out. Didn't you claim to be the fastest runner? Hurry up and shut the door." A loud bang broke the awkward silence. Radioactive materials are now bursting out, and it's all about speed. Seeing her wife's chances of safety fading, Joe desperately closed the safety door, clutching her head in agony, thinking, "What do I do now?" Just then, her wife and her crew came running, but the hatch wouldn't budge. All she could do was wave sadly through the glass. To help Joe face reality, his wife removed her seal and urged, "Take care of Ford." The nuclear plant became a house of cards. In a nearby school, while class was in session, Ford spotted that awful shadow and thought, well, that's one way to have a meeting with the parents. Fast forward 15 years, Ford grew up, left Japan, joined the US Marines, and even started a happy family in San Francisco. Just when the couple was building their relationship, you won't believe it, but the Japanese consulate suddenly called him. He told Ford that his dad was arrested for trespassing in a radiation zone and he needed to bail him out. Turns out Joe was still grieving over his wife's death. The government claimed the nuclear leak was a natural disaster years ago, and Joe wasn't buying it, thinking the government was hiding something. To find the truth, he spent 15 years investigating, even studying the lives of animals. What a mad scientist! He discreetly placed frequency detectors near the reactor and picked up some mysterious sounds, alien signals, perhaps. This made him suspect that mysterious creatures were hidden underground, so to prove his theory, he convinced his son Ford to return to the radiation zone. Strangely enough, even though it was abandoned for years, there were several wild dogs having a party here. Joe tested it with the radiation detector, and lo and behold, no radiation. He thought, this is totally unscientific. The radiation should have been deadly, but he was fine, shouting, "Who do you think you're fooling, government?" He found decorations meant for his birthday years ago, feeling nostalgic. If the waveforms in the disc matched what he detected now, it would prove everything. Just as they were about to leave, they spotted planes heading to the old explosion site, thinking they were rebuilding the nuclear plant. But out of nowhere, a bunch of soldiers popped up, treating them as intruders. They were taken to the old nuclear plant, now turned into a secret base. Joe spotted a massive creature shining brightly nearby, probably the star of the last event. The organization that found it was called King Organization, specializing in mysterious creatures of the earth. Dr. Kin didn't order its destruction because doing so could lead to a world reboot. He warned Dr. Kin, insisting the nuclear plant accident wasn't caused by an earthquake. This mysterious creature released electromagnetic pulses that messed with electronics, leaving Dr. Kin stunned, not realizing Joe had such skills. Just as he watched Joe complain in the interrogation room, the base started shaking violently. Wood was about to wake up. Having absorbed energy from 3 reactors, Wood was going up to hatch. Humans prepared to zap it with high-voltage electricity, but the result was a suicide mission. Just when they thought Wood was destroyed, someone got knocked over. It was a total reboot. The high-voltage electricity was instantly countered by Wood's pulse, plunging the entire base into dark as a real blackout drama. Panicked people hastily started the backup generator, trying to trap Wood again, only to realize it was a total joke. Wood casually tugged at the wires, popping off all the cranes. What a case of serious strength. Joe watched the collapsing framework, pulling fleeing people, but sadly couldn't save anyone. Suddenly, his framework toppled. Ford wanted to jump in, but Wood stood up behind him, surprisingly not harming any humans. At this moment, Wood regarded humans as ants, merely obstacles in its way. The US military, aiming to take down Wood, invited Dr. Kin as a consultant. Seeing the injured father and son was truly heart-wrenching. Ford sadly apologized, saying, "Everything you've done these years has been right." But Joe believed his dad had been a stubborn nutcase, yet he understood it was all about finding the truth behind his wife's death. In the final sci-fi twist, Ford followed Dr. Kin to the US Navy aircraft carrier, ready to chase Wood. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more adventures. Dr. Kin began to explain the monsters on Earth, and Ford couldn't help but chuckle. In the 1950s, the US and the Soviet Union conducted nuclear tests, but the real goal wasn't what you think it was. To eliminate monsters, they inadvertently awakened Godzilla, a classic shoot himself in the foot. Godzilla appeared millions of years before humans, in a time when radiation was 10 times stronger, truly a radiation superhero. The King Organization, Dr. King's group, secretly set up by President Truman in 1946, is barely a government secret mission. This multinational organization was originally founded to study Godzilla, and Ford's dad had foreseen it all.